I'm Nicole Wallace, and I'm actually on staff at the Father's House Church, but I've been in Orville for over 30 years, and I just love this community. I got involved with Upward back in the inception, back 20-something years ago when they were looking for places to have Upward. I've always been a supporter of Upward and what it is and what it stands for, what it does for our community, and my kids got to play when they were very little, and then we were gone for a while, and then now the Upward's back, we're coaching and we're just a part of it, and we just really love it. We love what it stands for. We love what it does for the family and bringing Jesus into sports and bringing families together. Some of the best things that I love about Jesus is the moments when he sends his disciples into the storm. And it seems like such a mean thing to do, to send someone into a storm, but that he's right there. And that, you know, we can go through hard things in our lives, but he's always just right there, and we just need to call out to him. I think it's fascinating that he's intending to pass them by in the storm, and they call out to him, and that's what stops him. He loves when we call out to him in the storms, and that has really been and rung true for me in my life. When our daughter Evelyn was 4 years old, she was diagnosed with a very rare form of leukemia. It wasn't a childhood leukemia, it was an adult leukemia, and so it was an incredibly aggressive leukemia, and that took us to UC Davis, and we were in treatment for 3 years. I'd been a Christian my whole life, 40-something years I've been a Christian. I've never backslidden, I've never cursed God, never looked at him and wondered why things were the way they were. But this really challenged my faith as to what we were doing here. Why would my daughter or our daughter have leukemia? And we were met with the very real question, is God real and is he good? And I remember the night that she was diagnosed, and I was like a Y on the road, and I really had to decide, is God good and who he says he is in the midst of this horrific situation that we were going through? Or is he a fake and a fairy tale and I don't want to follow him anymore? And I remember I grabbed a hold of the faith and the trust and the truth that I have lived my whole life. I'm so glad that that happened, because it set us on a trajectory of hope that otherwise we would have been hopeless. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the strength and the peace that passes all understanding in the midst of the horrific situation. Within that, we had a very challenging marriage for 12 years prior to that, and we were somewhat on the brink of divorce. In the midst of her diagnosis and subsequent death, God used this whole situation. He not only saved our marriage and changed it from a place of just destruction and pain, he used the very impossible situation to restore our marriage and change us into something hopeful. We're now today, 5 years after she's gone, we're able to help families through their diagnoses of their children. We're helping marriages restore their lifelong commitment instead of giving up. And it's all through the horrible and hard diagnosis of our daughter's leukemia that actually not only healed our family, but healed our marriage, gave us hope, and made something that was impossible possible.